Hey,
Hey,
Westwood
Westwood
Whirlwinds.
Whirlwinds.
This is Principal Daniel Burney here at Westwood Middle School. Mrs. McLeod and I are excited to bring you another edition of the Westwood Way podcast. Our podcast covers academic and athletic updates, upcoming events, and important dates and information.
And we have quite an array and a lineup of some guests this week. In our student spotlight, we're going to be talking to Kinsley Van Knocker. Kinsley is an eighth grader who has won a very special, very prestigious award with her artwork. There's going to be a link to that in our description as well, so that you are able to click on that and see her absolutely amazing artwork. And we'll talk more about that in our student spotlight section. We're also going to be welcoming Lori Gully to the podcast today, who is Eastside's IB coordinator. She is visiting our algebra and geometry classes to share more information about the International Baccalaureate program, and we'll hear from her in just a few minutes. In our What's Good in the Woods section, we'll be talking with our fabulous employee, Miss Dee Dee Williams, who was voted to represent Westwood Middle School as the Service-Related Employee of the Year. But before we get to that, I'm turning it back over to Mr. Burney for important weekly announcements to kick off Principal's Corner.
Thank you, Mrs. McLeod. This week, starting with our eighth graders, Mrs. McLeod and our counselors will be going over transcripts. This is taking place during our world history classes. Each student will meet either one-on-one with either a counselor or Mrs. McLeod to go over credits, GPA, testing data, and create an action plan to move forward in a positive direction. Parents, students will be bringing the form home with all that information, which makes this a great opportunity to go over it with your child. This is especially important when it comes to planning for passing semester grades in order to stay on track with credits. On November the 19th, Quarter 1 awards will be celebrated during lunch. Students who have a qualifying GPA will be awarded a Sonic slushie.
Oh man, they love those slushies.
Absolutely. We had a chance to speak with our Sonic representative in one of our previous episodes, and we appreciate all that they do to support our students. On November the 20th, IB, one of Eastside's magnet programs, similar to the Cambridge program at JHS, will be visiting our algebra and geometry classes. The IB stands for International Baccalaureate Program. Their magnet application opens on December the 2nd and closes on January the 12th. And this is true for all magnet programs and our Westwood Cambridge program as well. Those dates apply as well. Finally, on November 21st, the 8th grade field trip to Skate Station is taking place. Those who are going on the field trip will be leaving at 9:30 a.m. and they'll be returning back to school at 1:15 p.m.
That's going to be a fun field trip.
Absolutely, always is. Before we head over to our student spotlight, we have our guest, Miss Lori Gully, who is the IB coordinator at Eastside High School, joining us to talk more about what it takes to be successful in the IB program and what makes IB unique.
All right, Miss Gully, thank you so much for joining our program today, our Westwood Way podcast. We definitely appreciate that. And you're visiting our students on campus during algebra and geometry class to talk about IB, correct?
That's right. I'll be there on Thursday.
So talk to us about the IB program. We've had Cambridge come, we've had Lofton come, so lots of different magnet opportunities. What's something that sets IB apart?
One of the things that's very cool about International Baccalaureate is it's really designed for helping students be successful in college. At its core, it's a college preparation program, and so everything we do over those 4 years is geared to getting students ready for higher education. And it's been at Eastside High School for 40 years, so it's got a really long-standing history of a successful legacy. And we're excited to welcome the 43rd group of kids through.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So if a parent was, looking at IB, looking at the course structure, things like that, what are some things that you would tell them about courses that are offered, how it prepares them for college, just those types of things? Because you and I can talk about how it articulates into different college courses that they get credit for. But if we're just talking to parents about that, what would you say?
Yeah, so International Baccalaureate program is really comprehensive and interdisciplinary. So it looks at 6 academic subject areas: English, world language, which for us is French or Spanish, social studies, science, math, and the arts, which for us is visual art, music, which could be band or chorus, and theater. And so students have a really broad range of course offerings available to them and a lot of choice in what they want to study long term. They'll end up sitting for a set of assessments during their junior and senior year. And depending on the scores on those tests, they can earn an IB diploma, which gets them automatic qualification for the Bright Future Scholarship here in Florida, which is 100% tuition at any college of the state colleges and universities.
Oh, wow. So once they get the IB diploma, then they are guaranteed entry into like, so let me just make sure I understand, like USF, FSU, UNF, UF. Is that correct?
So they still have to go through the application process and be accepted to the school, but it does pay their tuition for 4 years. The other thing that's cool is depending on the scores they earn on those tests, they can earn credit in college. Most of the Florida universities cap that at 45 credits, and many of our kids kind of max out, but that's the equivalent of a year and a half of college. So they're very ahead of the curve when they go in, and they can use a year of that Bright Futures toward a master's degree with just a little bit more paperwork.
I didn't even realize that, because I really thought the Bright Futures was just for those first 4 years. So you would go in basically being a freshman and then a little bit extra. So not quite a sophomore, but like a freshman and a little bit extra. So that then, if you're pursuing a master's degree, you have some of that Bright Future money that goes toward it.
You basically get a year. So.
Okay.
And if kids are undecided about what they want to do, which a lot of them are, and that's totally fine, they still have that 4 years of college that may still go toward a bachelor's degree. But it gives them so much support and flexibility to make sure they can continue their academic journey.
Okay, and then so when you're visiting our students, you'll be bringing some information with you that they can take home and share with their parents?
Absolutely. We have a little brochure that will guide you even to our website, where we have lots of testimonial information and descriptions of how everything works. It's got the list of all the courses that are available in each subject area. And it also has a QR code on it inviting students to register to come to our preview day or shadowing, which will be on December 11th from 9 a.m. to 1:15 p.m. And they get to go into classrooms. We'll have a little opening program in the morning. The band is going to play, and
nice.
They're, award-winning and amazing.
Yep.
And then we'll go to classrooms, and they will visit 5 classrooms on their journey and then get some pizza for lunch before their parents pick them up in the afternoon.
Fun fact, I was the Eastside Ram mascot for about 3 years, so there was many a time that I would go and perform with the band as well, and I was at every football game and all sorts of things. So just fun fact, when you mentioned the band performing, I was like, the good old days of dancing in my Ram costume, getting down with the band. So
I love it. I love it.
So that sounds okay. So that's great. So it's December 11th. It's a shadowing day. They can sign up for that. They'll have information on it. And then the magnet dates to apply are, I want to say it opens December 2nd.
Yep.
And then it closes January
12th at 4 p.m. sharp.
All right, and just very quickly for our parents and our students, what are the requirements that you have to have in order to be eligible, if you will, to be able to have an opportunity to be in the IB program?
Yeah, so really just 2 things. One is we want to make sure you've successfully completed Algebra 1.
Okay.
That's really the marker for us to make sure that you're ready for the curriculum you'll face. And you need a 3.0 middle school GPA.
All right. So
and no major discipline referrals kind of on the side.
All right, so 3.0, at least algebra. So if you've had geometry, algebra, that's fine. And then you're going to be looking at behavior. How does attendance factor into that at all?
We do look at attendance. I believe there's a restriction about how many unexcused absences they can have in grade 8.
Okay.
We generally don't bump into that too much with the kind of kids who want to come to IB, which is nice.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I just want to say thank you so much, Ms. Gully, for joining us today again and talking about IB. Like I said, there's a lot of choices, and so we like to give our high schools the opportunity to kind of just say what's unique about their specific magnet that they're offering and presenting to our students. So we appreciate you taking the time to talk with us.
Thank you so much, Miss McLeod. It was a treat.
And now over to Mrs. McLeod for a very special student spotlight.
Man, I'm so excited about this. Listen, we love talking to all of our students, and all of our students have unique talents. But today, we are featuring a very famous artist in our midst for our student spotlight, Miss Kinsley Van Knocker. Her artwork, she's an 8th grader here with us at Westwood. Her artwork, Poseidon, has been chosen out of all of the submissions in our district to be represented in Tallahassee at the Capitol building. So before we get started on the interview, talking with her about it, let me just share a little background on what this whole award competition is that she was entered into and then won. So it's called Art in the Capitol, and it's a statewide visual arts competition for all public, private, and homeschool education students in 6th through 8th grade in Florida. The artwork is judged by a selection committee consisting of art teachers whose students have not submitted work for the competition. So that means she was judged by teachers who don't know her, haven't seen her artwork before, but it was part of all the submissions throughout the entire county, public, private, homeschool students. The winner's original artwork will be delivered to our House of Representative Chad Johnson's office, where it's going to be framed and delivered to Tallahassee, and it's going to be on display from January through March with other student work from around the state. And because he's our representative here, he's actually going to introduce that artwork at the kickoff of their session when it comes back into session in January. So this is like a very prestigious, very special award. It's a huge honor. So talk us through your artistic process.
Of like making it.
Yeah.
So I found the picture that I wanted for the portrait, and then I kind of just started sketching it out, like the outline, and then I like did the dark shading first, so you can like kind of like get most of it out of the way, so you can do like more detailed stuff and all the lines.
So some of those bigger contrasts, coloring. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
so Kinsley, just I'm sorry to interrupt, but how long have you been interested in art? How long have you been sketching?
Like sketching like a lot, probably since like 6th or 5th grade.
Oh, wow.
But like just like regular art, probably since I was like 1st grade. So.
Cool.
And then real quick, talking just about inspiration that's kind of kept you going, kept you interested in art, perfecting your craft. Who would you say is like your biggest inspiration? Teacher, family member, friend?
My grandma.
Okay, so what's your grandma do?
She
when it comes to art?
Like she crafts a lot and just makes a lot of art and stuff.
All right, so she is encouraging you throughout the whole process and everything. Okay, so when you're looking at pictures to do, just talk about the process. So like Ms. Gatshaw said, hey, Ms. Gatshaw, your art teacher, said, hey, here's a couple of things to choose from for you guys to sketch out, or you guys had to find your own piece that you wanted to sketch?
Yeah, she just said to do any type of portrait of like a celebrity, or just like any portrait. So I like to draw statues a lot, so that was one of the ones I haven't done yet.
So what's your draw towards like drawing statues? So out of all of the different, well, one, your draw towards statues, but one out of all of the different statues that you could have built or could have sketched, why would it be classical Greek art?
Recently I've been more into like Greek stuff and just learning about that. So, and I was learning about Poseidon anyways. So then I just saw a few pictures of him and decided that was the one.
Wow. Well, I got an opportunity to see it, and we'll see it here in a little bit when Miss Rollo comes to take a picture, our district art coordinator, if you will. It's impressive.
It is extremely impressive. When I first saw the sketch, I'm like, I didn't even realize our students at the school had that level of talent. And obviously, most of our students don't, but she has a very special gift. And I'm really interested to hear more about your grandmother. You don't hear a lot of students talk about their inspiration from their parents or grandparents. Tell us your grandmother's name.
Carol.
Miss Carol. Okay, so tell us a little bit about Miss Carol, because now I'm interested. So you say your grandmother is an artist, and it's great when I see young people getting inspiration from the generations before and taking it to the next level. I'm a big guy on, generations taking it to the next level. So tell us a little bit about your grandmother and your connection with her and how that's inspired you.
She's like, since she was a kid, she's always liked art and all that stuff. So when I would like go to her house, she would have like paints out for me. And
So she lives here in town?
yeah.
Okay.
So she exposed you to this level of art like years before you
Yeah.
from a little child. That's awesome. That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about your future plans. We talked a little bit before the interview. You said you have some plans as far as high school and even college and even further. Tell us a little bit about that.
I'm probably gonna go to GHS.
Okay.
The
For
Cambridge
Hurricanes.
program.
All right.
Yeah, Hurricanes.
So you're going to apply for the Cambridge magnet over there, and then you also said that you were interested in maybe dual magneting over there. So what was the other?
The medical program.
Oh yeah, the AHP programs. You want to do both. So when you think about artwork, how do you and future plans? How do you plan to marry the two together?
Yeah, I mean, I like drawing like people a lot. I've drawn like bones and hearts, just people.
Okay.
So
when you think about medical school or the things that you want to pursue in your medical career, and you think about art, so discuss that a little bit more. How do you think you plan that you maybe want to have them fit together?
well, I would like love to do like a medical job, and then have like art on the side.
Okay. Nice.
All right. Well, Kenzie, we can't tell you how proud we are of you and how thankful we are that you have shared your gift with us, and not just us here at the school, but even in the district. Now it's going to be statewide, and I believe we're going to even get some nationwide support. The more people see
Yeah.
this actual piece of art, the more they're going to want to know more about Miss Van Knocker. So congratulations.
Thank you so much, Kinsley. We're so excited. One last question. Do you plan to maybe go up to Tallahassee to see your artwork in person framed in the Capitol building?
I was thinking about it. I might go with my mom there.
All right. I hope we get that opportunity. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today, and we're excited to be featuring you in this week's podcast.
Thank you.
And now back over to Bernie for What's Good at the Wood.
Thank you, Mrs. McLeod. This is Mr. Bernie here, and I am here with our wonderful, wonderful school-related employee of the year for the 2025-2026 school year, Mrs. D.D. Williams. Let me be official. Miss Dorora D.D. Williams. She was elected by her peers to be a representative for Westwood Middle School, and we are so elated for everything that's going on here. So welcome, Miss D.D., to our podcast.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, so Miss D.D., we want to have you tell us a little bit about your role here. How long have you been at Westwood, and some of the things you do to support our students and families each and every day?
Okay, well, I'm the program coordinator of the EDP program here at Westwood. I've been in this position and at this particular school for 10 years, which has been amazing. I wouldn't have chosen any other place to be. I am also currently filling in as, I guess you could say, the supervisor of our Whirlwind store, which is a student-led store that serves both teachers and students alike. And I just honestly just try to fill in wherever I'm needed.
So talk real quick about the Whirlwind store. So what is the purpose of that? When you run that, what's going on with that store?
So the purpose of the store is basically it is part of the PBIS program. And that's a positive behavior reinforcement system. And what it does is it gives students the opportunity to use their Whirlwinds, which are like school bucks that they've been given, that they've earned by following the Westwood Way. So teachers are recognizing them for their good behavior, and then they're able to come into the school store and spend their bucks on different items. So we have food items, we have school supplies, we have toys and things of that nature.
What's your biggest seller?
The food is always
for
the
sure.
biggest.
Yeah,
Food
for
is
sure,
always
for
the
sure.
biggest, yeah.
Well, we got some Takis in there or
Yeah,
something.
the
right?
Takis
Yes.
are the go-to.
And I also just want to give a shout out to Miss Dita. She didn't know I was going to say this, but I just wanted to highlight that she does this as a volunteer. Miss Didi actually starts her work day. Even though she's after school program coordinator, she starts work day earlier in the day, like like at 11, 10 o'clock, something like that.
Yes.
But the Whirlwind store opens up before school starts.
That's right.
And she is here early to open up that store and volunteers her time. And she doesn't want it in fanfare, but I'm going to break her rule and I'm going to give her some fanfare because
you anyway.
Thank you so much for it. This is part of the reason why she is our school-related employee of the year, because she not only does what she's supposed to do, but she goes over and beyond all the time. So thank you so much for how you support our school. Tell us a little bit about if you have a new parent coming into town or coming into the district and they want to know more about the EDEP program. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I would just honestly inform their parents first and foremost that your children will be in great hands. I treat all the children as if they're my own, being that I do have two daughters who have also gone through the EDEP program. And we just do our best to do exactly what the name says. EDEP stands for Extended Day Enrichment Program. So we try our best to give our students something that enriches their lives. Like this year, I actually started something new where I was able to secure sponsors that would pay for all of our students to become CPR certified.
Oh.
So our students can leave with something that they can brag about and be proud of. We also have a cooking club, and we also have tutors and homework help. So, if you're looking for a safe place that will actually enrich your students, then the EDP program is the place to go.
I was going to say, you actually have some of our G&V mentors that come during the school day. Some of them come after school to work with the students at EDEP. So it's not just they're just sitting around, doing nothing, not being actively engaged. They're actively engaged in something, whether it's the homework help, whether it's the cooking club, any of those things. So it is the enrichment there that's going on.
Yes, and they love it. They love the volunteers. They have a great time. Like I said, they help with homework help. They actually get involved with the arts and crafts. We recently had a fall festival. They helped out with that. They were able to eat food, which of course was always a positive thing. So it's pretty great.
So, Miss Didi, we just want to say thank you again, and thank you for being one of the best parts of Westwood Middle School.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and congratulations again on being our employee of the year. What is it?
School-related employee of the year.
It's like a long title, but yes. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
Today's podcast has been full of fantastic information and special guests. I know our listeners were able to find something specifically for them. There are so many great things happening here at Westwood, and we will continue to invite you weekly to hear about the great things that are going on, and also to hear guest speakers to ensure the word is getting out about all the great things here at Westwood Middle School.
There are so many great things.
Absolutely. Whirlwinds, always remember, we are very proud of you. We're thankful to have this opportunity to serve you each and every week, each and every day, all of our students and families, and we care deeply about you. You are why we come to work every single day, to help you to be successful. So, until next time, this is Mr. Bernie
and Ms. McLeod
for the Westwood Way.